What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Because of Sales podcast with none other than myself, Dylan, and Jake Pastick. In this episode, we are going to talk about the following: remote sales, cope or not. We break down the difference between sellers who love their job and lifestyle and those who hate their job and lifestyle. We share some interview alpha. We share how to take ownership over your sales career. We talk a little bit about how sales is literally everything. And then we break down a $50,000 commission month that a sales rep that we know just had. So before we get into this episode, you guys, please go down, first link in the description, and subscribe to our free newsletter. Every Wednesday morning, we're going to send you the best of the best from across the internet as it pertains to you, a sales professional. And we're going to teach you something. We're going to talk about something that happened in the podcast, something that happened on social, something that is happening in a company right now that's working well. So our goal is for you to walk away from that 5-minute read or less than 5-minute read, learning something new or having a small fire under you to go and implement something into your process. So it's free. Go down below, subscribe, takes 10 seconds. And now let's get into the pod. What's up? Because of Sales team, we are back, episode 39. Jake and I coming to you live. It is a Friday. And is this the first one we recorded this year? Or we did one already?
2026 first recording, I think.
Yeah, first recording. Last week we had Daniel, the Tony Robbins sales manager.
Stud, certified.
Yeah, really good episode. But in this episode, you guys, we're trying to still figure out like the flow. So let us know what you want to see. We have a mix of social content, some ideas here. We have some topics that are just based on the work that we do in our day-to-day, just so we think are essentially relevant to you guys. So we are going to talk about, is remote sales cope? Yes or no? We're going to share some interview alpha. We're going to teach you how to take ownership over your sales career. We're going to tell you about how sales is everything, real life example. And then we're going to talk about making $50,000 a month in commissions as a remote sales rep. So Jake, you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. So this isn't like one source of this in particular, but all the time we do see people that have a miserable life working in remote sales. Usually they're working for a tech company that's scaled out. They have salespeople everywhere. They're poorly managed. They feel alone, isolated. And then in our world, we know the same amount of people that have chosen to work from home and they do sales and they love their job and lifestyle. And so my open question to you is like, you talk to these people on the ladder and I know people in the former end, like, what's the difference? What do you perceive to be the difference in between these two people and why do they struggle versus why do they succeed?
Yeah, I think I've said something about this before about how it's all about like the stage of life. And one of our hiring alphas when we had the agency was like, we always want to hire people into a role that they know is a good role for them. They know that like, hey, I almost should not be considered, like, because if I landed this, like this would change the game. That person is going to be so much more stoked day in and day out at the chance to make $10,000 a month, right? So like, let's just say you applied to an open job and you were making 200 plus a year and the open job is for like 100. It's like, well, no shit, you're going to be not that enthusiastic. You're probably just here to pay your rent. There's definitely like some deeper stuff, like there's some culture related stuff. And I think like alignment in terms of what you're selling and management. But at the end of the day, man, like most salespeople are in sales because they know you can get ahead doing it. And like, that's the biggest thing that we've seen, especially in the commission only space.
Yeah, I think it's the same way too. I also think in corporate specifically, so the other end, people have this idea of what a sales career is like. And I think that when you're a young person in your career, you're 22, 23, and you're somewhat gregarious and somewhat a good communicator, you kind of get pigeonholed into sales. And the modern sales role in corporate is pretty isolating. And there are these weird metrics, like you got to make your dials. You have to go so outbound with limited resources. You have to click around in Salesforce for hours and hours a day. It's just like the promise of a sales career when you're young now doesn't actually line up with what the work is. And people fall into this trap of like, okay, I see the mid-career senior account executive working from home and they're happy. What's the difference in between here? Overall, I'm pretty biased on this. I think corporate sales, especially when you have to do a bunch of outbound in junior roles, it ain't so sexy, man.
I think that the team too plays a really big part because like, you know, we've talked about before former athletes like crush sales, right? Like when they get out of this athletic pursuit. It's like they kind of lose that element and they can regain it through sales. And I'm just kind of thinking through like some of my experiences or people that I know. And like I know some people that jumped into the tech sales space here in Austin after being in the run and gun high ticket stuff. And they were like, the people that just work there, dude, they suck. Like I don't like being around these people. The bar is really low and like I can beat quota, but like the pay wasn't all that great at this particular company. But it's like if the company's bringing in people that just aren't fun to be around or aren't fun to work with, and I guess we're talking about remote, but like this was partially remote. I think that plays a big part in it too. Cause like there's something about being on a team where there's people just like changing their lives in real time and seeing that and knowing that's possible for you. And like, especially if that person is nice and helps you out and all that, like that's like motivating, dude. It's like wake up ready to hit it, you know?
Yeah. Preach. I don't know if you're out there. It's like all rappers want to be hoopers and all hoopers want to be rappers. All hybrid corporate people want to be remote. And then if you do remote long enough, you're like, man, a hybrid schedule would be nice. But you're right. The intangibles matter. Team, people, environment. Always.
Yeah, the grass is greener where you water it, man. All right, let's talk about a little interview alpha. So I don't really know how we're going to do this when we post like social stuff. Maybe we'll throw up a screenshot. I'm not so sure.
I'm pointing.
We had someone on Twitter, or I found a tweet. It said, interviewed a candidate this morning and his stomach growled. Then when I asked, did you not eat breakfast to break the ice? He said, nah, I'm hungry to win with y'all. I don't think this was even for a salesperson. I think it was for like an engineer.
3.9 milli in 48 hours.
Oh yeah, this is recent too, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the responses here. Do people like this? I think they do like it.
I think they do.
Someone said, definitely still using Cluely. I don't know if people like this or not. I think with the right delivery, this could work.
I think so.
That could really work.
I mean, just think about how many times a hiring manager is going to be hiring for a role and they hop on and it's just the same vanilla BS. And someone on here actually shows some like personality might be the edge. If anything else, like skills can be taught. You can't teach personality.
The more I sit with this, I think this is actually a good move if you can deliver it right. Because yeah, dude, everyone on these interviews, they're so afraid to make a mistake that they just like box up the personality, you know?
Yep. Back to culture. It's like, do you want this person around or do you want that person around?
The interview stuff is so important. When we work with a community with guys that are coming from other industries trying to get into this one, they have like sales experience. Maybe it's tech or maybe it's something door to door or something. Dude, the number one thing that we try to do is just get on interviews. Because if we can like show the personality or show the sales acuity that they have, their odds go way up. So I don't know, play the interview, shoot your shot, I guess.
Hungry to win with y'all. That's good. You know what's funny on this too? All right, we'll loop back around this and then keep going. But in all the corporate roles I've been in, there always seems to be this one enigmatic personality person that like has full awareness on what the role is, the company they work for. Maybe they're a boomerang, like they've gone somewhere else and come back. Those people are like this person. Like they just have the gift of gab. They're funny. They're intelligent. Like this shows kind of a high energy, high capability person. And those people are always like, they might be annoying to management sometimes, but man, do they print money and they're just great sales hires.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone that I know that comes to mind that's like that right now.
Dude, I think our buddy Susong would crush in a corporate role like that. He's that enigmatic and like it's this weird little bright spot within a boring, stodgy environment that just like, there's just something about it. It's striking.
No, for sure. There's something to that, man. And then sales ability aside, they just show up with like that personality. Everyone likes them. The manager's more forgiving if they mess something up. Like, what do they call this? I'm not saying that these people are always that, but like the personality hires, they just like make the team better by being there.
I think if you have a personality 10 out of 10 hire and 2 out of 10 sales ability, you can engineer your way into a pretty successful career, remote or not. Like, I think that person will have a longer half-life in sales than not.
Especially if they land in one of these sales jobs that aren't really sales.
What do you mean? Like, what's an example?
There's some sales roles out there where it's like, you have to be a shark, right? And there's other sales roles out there where it's like, you just got to talk to people, you know? It's like, maybe you're working for like a legacy brand. Everyone already knows them. Everyone wants what they have. You just got to like present the company well and be likable, you know?
I know this person now that you said that, and they have sold a number of different things, but they got their big break selling John Deere equipment to golf courses in Hawaii. So he was based out of Hawaii and he was on the other side of the phone when you call John Deere for bulk orders and heavy commercial equipment. And now he came back stateside and now he sells golf carts. Same thing. Just he's a personality hire on the other side of the phone with a brand that people already want. There's demand there, and he just crushes. He just crushes.
There's something about these older guys too, man. They do not care at all. Like they have this aura about them where I bought a car recently, went to the dealership. It was Lexus. So like a nice dealership. This older guy is the first guy in there. I just walk in and he's like kind of busy. He didn't like hound me down, but then I get to talking to him and he's like, I got kids about your age. This is what I would tell them to do. You know, these warranties, you don't need them. He's like super cool. I'm like, I mean, it makes sense why he probably does well. I think he's been there for a long time, but like, I don't know. It's just funny, man. That's kind of the approach that I took a little bit when I was in the roofing space, man, because in roofing, like, they're savages, man. Like, there are some bad people in roofing sales, just not good people. And so being the opposite of that definitely was an angle. I actually have a business card right here from my roofing days, just right in front of me.
They keep it on you.
Yeah.
It's your first dollar.
Yeah. But no, man, something about the personality for sure.
Something about it.
What do we got next here? Ownership. I haven't opened this yet.
It's okay. I can kind of give an overview. So Dan Coe, to be fully transparent, 2 years ago, I was like, Dan Coe is just recycling overrated stuff. I know Dan Coe doesn't care about what Jake Pastick on Because of Sales says, but dude, he's been in the lab and you can tell. And like his writing has become very good. So he wrote this piece, The Most Important Skill to Learn in the Next 10 Years. I read the whole thing. It's pretty dang good. It's about agency. And agency in this sense is like, it's the one word that captures the meme of like, you can just do things. Like you don't need permission. You don't need skills. You just start down the path and do things. I think in sales, there have been moments in my career, and I've seen other people do this, of like, if you just have enough courage to just do things in your own sales career and you have agency, that is the skill that can accelerate how fast you get to wherever you want to go financially and in your career. Is there like an example of this where you just did something or you saw someone do something without permission that accelerated that?
Yeah. That reminds me of, I was at dinner last night with a buddy. He's buying a domain. He was telling us about how he bought this expensive domain, just lowballed the hell out of the dude. And then they start negotiating and he's like, have you ever used the come on method? I'm like, what do you mean the come on method? He's like, literally. So like the domain's like $3,000. He lowballs for like $750. And then the guy's like 2,500. He goes to 2. He says, come on, man. And just like leaves it at that. And it's like asking for crazy shit just because it literally takes no skin off your back. I feel like that's kind of in line here.
Come on method.
The come on method works, dude. It's like an olive branch kind of like, come on, man, I'm doing my best here. All right, you guys, quick break in the pod for the sponsor of this pod, the Serial Sales Community. The Serial Sales Community is a business that I personally run and that Jake has been involved in for a few years now, where we help people like you get good 1099 remote sales jobs. So we run a community element that has a front-loaded service to help you break into this wild, wild west world of remote 1099 appointment setting or closing. If you have sales experience, this will be easy. If you don't, we can try to make it easy. It's possible for anyone as long as you have English, Wi-Fi, and time to do this. In the commission-only space, it's very easy to jump ship prematurely from a good income into something that's not proven. And our community and the service we provide aims to help you avoid that, because when you make a lot of money, time is money. So if you're interested in that, go down below to the second link in the description, the Serial Sales Community. If you book a call with our team, mention Because of Sales, and we'll give you 5% off any membership you choose. Now back to the pod.
You know who I see this often on my feed? I'm starting to get into watches a little bit. Dangerous. For the viewers out there, I'm now at the same time getting into watches and playing a ton of golf. Like my bank account's cooked. But the watch scene in New York, have you seen these videos? Like the guys that will just like, hey, off your wrist, I want that. Let's go buy it. And then they'll go flip it. They use the come on man method all the time. They walk into these shops and they're like, okay, I need 7,500 for this. And the guy's like, I can't do anything below 8,750. And he's like, come on. And it works.
He just looks at him, like stares at him.
And they go, all right, 8,250 is the lowest I could do. I got to do this. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. That's so funny because they'll do that. They'll like flip those watches super fast, post it on social media. And it's like, I feel like everybody kind of knows each other over there. So it's like, they're just watching each other just get like rinsed on deals.
The same watch is just...
That's the whole game though with those guys. Like they know that's the game. But yeah, this article might actually have to jump in here. I didn't realize this was a whole article, but I'm seeing some stuff in here that's piquing my interest.
A little meta insight here that I've seen, no pun intended, by the way, but on X, people posting these X articles, I think Elon's trying to like push this right now as like a consumption method.
I see. Someone commented, Grok, can you Summarize this in 4 bullets, please.
That's why Elon just wants those Grok bucks. So he's like, all right, you guys post long form articles and then I will monetize via Grok bucks.
Let's scheme on this a little bit, man. I'm sure you've seen the Grok hype going around. Everyone's like, you post a photo of yourself, next thing you know, someone's in the comments saying, Grok, put this person in a pink bikini or something. Like, how could that be a sales weapon? Like, is there any use case there for our people?
I think overall, if you have a business or you have a career of your own and you generate any sort of attention, like we talk about this, like attention solves everything, impressions solve everything. I think if you learn to understand the things that will generate attention using the Grok method, like you're going to win in some way, shape, or form. Almost set yourself up as someone to be dunked on and you'll win.
It's just top of funnel.
Top of funnel, man. Easy top of funnel.
Quote tweeting my own thing right now. I'm going to try to dunk on myself and see how this goes.
Also, someone should start just a Grok reply agency. Go out there, 10K a month easy.
If they don't nerf Grok, absolutely, dude. I'm sure some of these e-commerce brands, dude, like I'm just going to make something up right now. I'm thinking like clothing, like what's a popular clothing, just like Grok?
Underwear.
Yeah.
Cotton underwear.
You might catch a case doing that though, but yeah, there's definitely something there if you don't piss people off. Because I know some people are getting pissed about it. They're like, posted this photo of me and now I'm like getting freaking destroyed in the replies of my own tweet. Like, it's not good.
I don't know, man. I think thick skin is also the edge here. If you're not able to just take a bunch of comments and reply people or bots dunking on you with Grok, you don't deserve to be on the internet.
Yeah. No, the Grok thing is actually really crazy. I haven't thought about it much. I wonder if there's like some unique way to kind of lead gen with that besides just like top of funnel shit post kind of thing. But
we know brands that are just built on shit posting.
Yeah, there's a dude out there, man. He runs these like meme or parody accounts on Twitter. Have you seen him? I think I saw him post he made like 20K a month just from his parody accounts. I don't think it's through the X monetization. I think it's through like client deals. Like he has meme accounts for clients.
Jason Levin?
No.
The meme lord guy?
I've seen that guy, but no, it's a different guy. He runs the one that's like Grant Cardone. It's like Chase Passive Income.
I love that guy. I didn't know that was that guy.
Yeah, he could probably cook some Grok stuff.
I think the Cardone dunks are pretty top tier.
Yeah. I saw Cardone. He replied to one of them. He was just like, I can't tell if you're a hater or supporter or jealous or what.
But you're hired.
Yeah. I mean, the dude pushes impressions with the account like a lot. So meme content, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he has clients, like they're selling services on the back of that, like it's got to be working, you know?
It's the same thing here. It ties back to the personality hire. Like if you just can show a baseline personality above all the vanilla, boring content on social in any way, shape, or form, there is a way to capture that value for sure. What a skill. Like what a weird, I can't even like, how do you put that on a resume?
Content writer. We have this one here from, I don't know if he's a CEO, but the founder of Ridge Wallets, huge ecom brand. And this caught my eye because the first line says, everything is sales. This is a tweet about how they almost sold Ridge and they needed a banker. They were interviewing a bunch of big name firms, but there was one that was pushing really hard for them because of where they were geographically. And it was, I don't know how to pronounce this. Do you know how?
No idea.
Melit? Moelis, Melis. Basically, this company, Melis, which is a big bank that would help with this kind of thing, was like going really, really, really hard to get their business. They did work with Manscaped's SPAC. They did Dr. Squatch's deal, apparently. So they were fighting hard to win the business from Ridge. And then during the process is where we get into like how sales is everything. During the process, someone from the team says, landing Ridge is our firm's top mission right now. And this guy, Sean Frank, founder, was like, I called bullshit. The guy who owns this, Melis, is a billionaire. He does not care about Ridge, which makes sense, right? It's like a huge firm. It's also a huge company. But anyways, that night, Sean gets a phone call from Ken directly, the owner of the firm, explaining how much he loved Ridge and how working with Ridge would be a gold star on his career. And then he writes, even at the top, it's all sales. Billionaires calling to close deals one-on-one, learn sales. So I guess to kick this off, it's all sales. Even if you're a billionaire, just make a little phone call, make a good impression.
Dude, I think the one thing I picked up on this that sticks out is like that night I got a phone call from Ken. It's like, this thing still runs the world.
Yeah.
Like this still is the edge. And we were talking about boomers earlier, like the kind of sales, like they have no friction to pick up the phone. This is the easiest thing for them. I think right now, modern sales is like, I'm going to send an email or I'm going to whatever, text or whatever, like pick up the phone. Like if Ken's picking up the phone, like why aren't you? You know?
Yeah. I wonder how that went down though. Like, I wonder whether it was authentic or not. I mean, he still did make the call and it still did make an impression. I assume they went with it. Well, yeah, I mean, he said he got the call from him and he mentioned how working with Ridge would be a gold star on his career. I wonder if that's what got it over the line or if it was just simply the fact that the billionaire owner made the call.
I mean, we also might be missing something here. The first comment is, could I interpret this post to mean Ken needs to learn sales since he didn't close you because they didn't sell Ridge? Like, all right, that's fair too.
Oh, I see that.
Maybe you didn't have a good enough email opener or follow-up there, Ken.
They didn't end up selling. Yeah. So no need for a banker. That's interesting. Yeah, I've done that too. Like with the business that I run, sometimes when I get bored, I'll just dial opt-ins that hit our Slack channel. It's so funny, dude, because I post a lot of YouTube content on my personal. I don't have like a huge audience by any means, but I've been consistent. There's definitely some people that are like, they've gotten to know what we're about. And so I called someone one time, and I'm not a billionaire in totally different situation, but I called someone and he was like surprised that I called him. And he was like, is this really you? Like, I was like, what do you mean? I got 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. Of course it's me. And then that dude ended up, joining what we have, like easiest deal ever potentially. And it's just because I talked to him. And it's funny on a lot of those, sometimes when I'll do that, I don't even like try to set any appointments or anything. I just literally just talk to them. I'm like, what questions can I answer?
Dude, what it sounds like is Ken needs a consulting call with Dylan V. Learn how to close over the phone, Ken.
I might have to up my price, but yeah, I'm down for that. Could have closed Ridge, man. He probably didn't create enough urgency or something. I don't know.
Did you ask Sean how it would make him feel if he sold Ridge? God, come on, Ken.
That's funny. Yeah, let's see. How are we on time? We're doing pretty good. All right, cool. So I don't know. Did you see this post or anything?
I saw the headline in the community, but I'm not familiar.
So we have, again, this is going back to the business that I run, just pulling real life examples, but trying to make them more general for anybody who sells anything. We had a dude who joined us about 2 months ago, was already in the remote 1099 space, who posted a couple of days back that December was a record commission month for him. And he made like $54,000 in a single month. So in 30 days, give or take, 54,000. What is it? I don't know what that comes out to. Somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 a day. I do know that he travels. So he's like, I think he's in Dubai right now. He's from Canada. But I just wanted to kind of talk about sales as the vehicle that can, like within 30 days, how much your life can change. Because like, I don't know if you recall, super early in your career, but when you're like in college, you've got maybe a couple of $1,000 to your name and you go and you get that first big job and you start saving money. I got into a pretty like lucrative sales job right out of college. So it was like scraping by to like, holy cow, like I have $10,000 in my bank account, right? But I just want to talk about like, dude, if you're earning 30 to 50K, like even if you're doing like door-to-door solar, like you go out for a summer, you earn 100K in a summer. If you condense that time in which you can earn that versus like on an annual basis, you're getting so far ahead. It's insane. Like so far ahead, even after taxes, like 54,000 after taxes. Let's just say Canada takes 40% of his money, 50%, let's call it. Like that's over 25 grand that he just has. Like that's a house down payment, in 1 month. And he's only been in the industry for a year and a half. I don't know if he was in sales before. I don't really think he was. He's just like 24 years old. But like, dude, 24-year-old banking that kind of money in 1 month. And not to mention he's been on that team and he's going to stay on that team. Like that's game changing, dude. So I didn't really have any like specific agenda to discuss on that, but I just wanted to share, like, aside from actually getting business ownership to work, which is pretty hard. It's like needle in a haystack. I don't know where else you can do that, like bank that kind of money that fast.
I don't think so. Not with a narrow skill set in a good way. Like, man, a year and a half to monetize at that per month with one skill. I don't know of any software engineers that could spit out that kind of money in a year and a half with just learning how to code, or I don't think so. We're talking not ownership. He's just a 1099 salesperson.
Yeah. Then also the 1099 component, man, there's a tax game. I don't know the code in Canada as well. I know it's pretty similar, but I mean, 24 years old. I think what always excites me, and we've done some work together, and I feel like I've told you this before, but it's not necessarily that I made X amount this month, but it's like, okay, now this is on my resume. Like now this is undeniable and I can use this to sell myself into bigger and better situations. Like Jordan, any job he applies to now, knowing that he was a 50K per month producer, selling like to a pretty sophisticated audience. I don't know if you know what he sells, but he's selling to pretty smart people. And it's crazy, dude. Like it's life-changing. So because of sales, man.
Because of sales, baby. I got 2 more comments on this. First of all, I'm now looking at the screenshot that he put on there. A couple reasons why he's winning. First of all, he's got All the Right Reasons album cover up at the top there. Doing something right there. I won't blast him, but I didn't realize it was this Jordan, who we've both met, and he's been to the meetups. I know at one point in his career, and I posted this tweet from Sean that I saw the other day, and this is not a MFM fan pod, I promise. But Sean posted on Twitter, it was like, if you're in your 20s and want to get great at something, just do one thing. Go live in a house with 5 to 7 other people equally obsessed about that thing. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Eat, sleep, talk nonstop with other obsessed people. It's an avalanche of progress. I know at one point he was either traveling or living with 4 or 5 other dudes doing sales. It's no secret. Like, it's a forcing function for excellence when you surround yourself, especially living with those people. This is pretty popular in San Fran to like live with other people in tech companies and doing your own thing. If you can find a way to simulate this in sales, your skill set just compounds. And then you put yourself in a vehicle where you're selling a high ticket for a good product for a good company. We know those folks on the back end, and we know if he's still running it, who runs that offer. Skill set with the environment, like goated, undefeated.
The deeper I get into the sales stuff and work with earlier career salespeople, I'm more and more convinced that the go out to the middle of nowhere and live with 10 dudes in a 2-bedroom house gig for 2 months or 3 months is like some of the best. I mean, aside from the money that you can make, just like what you learn, dude, like pretty rough conditions. And you push through that with some dudes that you probably get really close with. And I've actually seen some people on social media posting about this, dude. Like, actually, I have a buddy here in Austin that recruits for these teams. And in their teams, it's like, you would think maybe they kind of take this like D-gen frat angle where they're like early 20s, no supervision, whatever. But like, this guy's teams are dialed. Like, they're like gym at 6 a.m., no drinking, no drugs, like selling every day, all day. Like, dude, I don't know if there's a better environment that you could be in your early 20s. Like, I would put like 2 or 3 summers of that over most college degrees, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we know the guys that do the door-to-door grind. It's kind of similar, especially the ones that travel and hop, like do blitzes. It's almost, it reminds me of like the military almost. Like, let's just turn national service into sales. Like, everyone's got to sell for 2 years. We'd be better off.
Yeah. It depends too. Yeah. I mean, what these people are selling, I mean, there's only really a few main things. The solar stuff, I've heard that's taken some hits. The credits are getting, I don't know all the details, but I've heard solar credits are not what they used to be.
This reminds me of a few folks that we know that are doing something similar. I mean, this is like one step short of this, but like the guys moving to Austin and going all in on sales and just being surrounded by people in Austin, not just like you. Obviously that will help, but like just being in an environment like Austin where people have a higher level of excellence and everyone's fit and everyone gets sun and it's part of the culture. Like just being in that city with the vehicle of sales, like it's pretty hard if you just show up every day to lose. Something there.
I would like to take a little bit of ownership over the Austin remote sales bro movement. We have a lot of people that have moved down here, but then are still moving. Like right now, there's like a couple of people in our network that are just like pending, like they've already signed leases and they're just waiting to get down here. And it's cool, man. It's a very interesting thing. I schemed on the idea. I don't know if people on the podcast care to listen, but like schemed on the idea recently of like, what if we did a WeWork for salespeople and it was just like all the remote high ticket style people and they could just come and they could pay a day pass monthly, set that up. And then whenever they're not ripping calls, just chilling with other people like them. Like there's a lot of salespeople in Austin. So
something there for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably would never actually do that, but it's a cool thought. Like if you just had a hub.
I know of a world that does this all the time, and it's like streamers, specifically that stream games, not IRL, but like stream games. Like they will go and live and like work in these kind of co-working areas. And like, it's just an industrial office park with 8 to 10 individual offices. And like, there's something there. It's really hard to fail if you just surround yourself with people doing the same thing. Like your competitive edge will kick in, your social edge will kick in. Yeah. Something there. That's something I wish I would have done. If I had the opportunity when I was 23 or 24, I probably would have done that for sure.
It goes back to that team thing, dude. It's like, if you have like solid people around you, like nobody wants to be the disappointment or the weak link, you know? And then also at the same time, if you have any kind of drive in you and you see these guys, for whatever reason, you might not be crushing it, but you see these guys making life-changing money and just like smoking you, well, you're like, I could do that, you know? Like I'm here, I might as well do that, right?
If that knucklehead is printing money, why can't I?
Dude, I think a lot of the stuff that I've gotten into in my life is because I saw someone else that I thought I could probably do better than doing something interesting.
Yeah. I've had cases where I've had the opposite too, where I had been pursuing a path and I think that's what I want. I don't know for sure. I haven't gone all in, but like, I think that's what I want. And then ahead of me, I see someone who's excellent at that and what they do and what they're made of and like the stuff that they are, just the composite whole of how they are. And I go, oh, I can't do that. I'm going down the wrong path. I'm just going to adjust here. And it's just like, if you see someone that's like super excellent and what they do, and you're like, I don't know if I really want to do that, that's equally as helpful because then you get a pivot into something that you can be the finish line. It's valuable too.
No, for sure. Let's see. I think that was all the topics we had for this one. So I guess if you guys are still listening here, thank you. Thanks for making it through. Probably get cut down to about 30 minutes here. We're learning in real time, you guys. So let us know what you like. If you like the social post breakdown, if you like just us talking about our personal experiences, talking about other people and what they've achieved, or if it's none of those things and you think we should talk about something else, let us know. So I think we'll wrap it there. Thanks, guys, for listening. Catch you on the next one. All right, guys, that was the pod. Thank you for tuning in. Pretty short and sweet. As always, we would love feedback. Anything that you guys have, anything you guys like, you don't like, recommendations. We make these for you. We want you to like them. So drop below a comment, any kind of feedback you have for us, and it is much appreciated. And before you get out of here, please go down below. First link in the description. We want to make your sales life easier and better and more fun. And every Wednesday, we send you an email, less than 5 minutes, that keeps you up to date with everything that is happening in the world of sales. News, tips, tricks, AI, memes, everything you need to read, less than a 5-minute read. Go down below, subscribe for free, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.